I'm sure you noticed recently, Disney Plus Hotstar app has changed to another app called Jio Hotstar. Because I noticed this, and this video is going to explain a lot of whys behind the same. Let's go back to March 9, 2025. History was made in Dubai. India defeated New Zealand by 4 wickets in the ICC Champions Trophy final, reclaiming the 50 over ICC title after 12 long years. It was a moment of sheer pride and proof of India's cricketing superiority worldwide. But do you know who else walked away as a silent winner that night? Jio Hotstar. Yes, amidst all cheers for Team India, another name echoed in conversations, the streaming giant that made sure millions of fans experienced every second of the match without a glitch. And you might just be wondering just how many people tuned in. Well, according to a LinkedIn post by the platform, Jio Hotstar broke records with staggering 6.1 crore concurrent viewers, setting a new global benchmark for live sports streaming. To put things into perspective, the previous record was held by the ICC World Cup 2023, which peaked at 5.9 crore viewers. This means Hotstar didn't just break records, it completely redefined the game of digital streaming. Now, these are numbers that even the biggest OTT platforms, Netflix and Amazon Prime, would envy. But here's the twist. Just when things seem to be going great, Disney Plus Hotstar decided to sell its platform to none other than Jio, a new powerful player in the OTT market. Now, why would they take such a step when they were on the top of their game? What does this mean for the future of streaming in India? And moreover, what got Jio so interested in Hotstar over any other OTT platform? How does Hotstar generate revenue? What is its business model? Well, these are the questions we're going to answer in today's video, so stay with us till the end. But before we dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Hiral and welcome to Level Up with Hiral, where we talk everything entrepreneurship and break down complex business topics, startups and industries so that you can level up your business quicker. Please subscribe if you haven't yet so that you don't miss out on such interesting breakdowns. According to a KPMG report, the number of OTT subscribers in India is projected to reach 627 million by 2025, growing at a CAGR of 36% from 2017 to 2025. This booming industry isn't just about subscribers. The Indian OTT market itself is expected to skyrocket from rupees 25.6 billion in 2017 to rupees 103.9 billion by 2025, with an impressive CAGR of 32%. Clearly, digital entertainment is taking over India. But if you really need proof of how massive this shift is, just look at the recent India versus New Zealand final. As of 2025, India's OTT audience has grown to a staggering 54.5 crore viewers. But here's the real shocker. India versus New Zealand match in the ICC Champions Trophy final saw a record-breaking 84.5 crore views. And that's how Jio Hotstar, a platform that had been relatively quiet throughout the year, made an unforgettable blockbuster comeback. With such massive viewership numbers, one big question arises. How does Jio Hotstar earn money? And more importantly, how much? Hotstar, as part of the Walt Disney Company's D2C segment, generates revenue through two primary models, subscriptions and advertising. Let's break this down into simple terms. So the first is subscription-based video on demand. Now this is where users pay a recurring fee monthly or annually to access content without ads. Think of it like a Netflix or Amazon Prime subscription. Pay once and watch unlimited. Second is the advertising-based video on demand, AVOD. In this model, content is free, but users have to watch ads in between. Platforms like YouTube and some versions of Peacock operate on this model. Hotstar uses this approach heavily, making huge profits from ad revenue during high viewership events like cricket matches. Now, Hotstar doesn't rely on just one revenue stream. It plays smart by using a hybrid model, blending both subscription-based and the advertising revenue. But how does this actually work? Let's break it down. For paying subscribers under the SVOD model, Hotstar offers access to premium content, including the whole Disney universe, Disney, Pixar, Marvel, National Geographic, etc. Some sports channels also included like Star Sports, etc. Well, for non-subscribers, Hotstar provides free content but with advertisements. This includes top Indian TV channels like Star Plus, Star Utsav, Star World, news updates, sports selections, a selection of Bollywood movies, etc. Now, obviously, while users don't pay in the AVOD, advertisers do. Every ad shown during a live cricket match, movie break, or news update generates huge ad revenue for the platform. But well, who pays more really? In 2023, subscription revenues contributed rupees 2,051 crores and ad revenues contributed rupees 1,975 crores. This clearly shows that more users were willing to pay for premium ad-free content. In 2024, their ad revenue was approximately 3,071 crores, while subscription revenue was around 2,873 crores. These figures reflect a significant increase compared to the previous year, indicating strong growth in both revenue streams. With 11% of the subscription market share, Disney Plus Hotstar stands tall among India's top OTT platforms. When it comes to OTT dominance in India, Disney Plus Hotstar reigns supreme with a staggering 14 crore subscribers. Next comes Amazon Prime Video with 6 crore and Netflix with 4 crores. Further down the list, ZEE5 holds 3.7 crores, while Sony Live holds 2.5 crores. But here's the real kicker. Disney Plus Hotstar didn't just stumble upon success because of the recent cricket match. They knew long ago that live sports, especially cricket, would be their golden ticket to becoming India's #1 streaming platform. Launched in February 2015 by Star India, Hotstar started as a video-on-demand service, offering over 35,000 hours of content in 7 regional languages. But what truly set them apart was live sports broadcasting. They generated over 345 million views during the 2015 Cricket World Cup, and more than 200 million views occurred during the Indian Premier League. Seeing this massive potential, Hotstar launched its paid subscription model in April 2016, targeting premium sports and international content. By 2017, the app had already crossed 300 million downloads, making it India's go-to platform for live cricket streaming. Seeing the immense potential, the Walt Disney Company acquired Hotstar in 2019 as a part of its 21st Century Fox takeover. And then, in February 2020, that Disney Plus would officially merge with Hotstar, which finally happened in early April of 2020. But now this same company, which was leading the market, announced their merger with Jio. The decisive blow came in 2022 after Disney lost the 5-year IPL streaming rights to Viacom18, a joint venture mainly involving Reliance's Jio Cinema, in a record $6.2 billion auction. And then in 2024, we received the news that Jio Cinema and Disney Plus Hotstar have officially merged to create a new streaming platform, Jio Hotstar. The new service was launched on 14 February 2025 by JioStar, a joint venture between Reliance Industries and the Walt Disney Company. The new platform offers a wide range of content, including Hollywood films and series of NBC, Universal, Peacock, HBO, Paramount, and on top of it, Jio Hotstar has introduced several advanced features to improve the viewing experience. These include 4K streaming, AI-powered insights, real-time stats overlays, multi-angle viewing, and special interest feeds. The platform has also launched Sparks, an initiative to promote India's top digital content creators. Now the question comes, how can this merger help Reliance? Reliance was already a powerhouse in India's media landscape, backed by the country's richest man, Mukesh Ambani. And this merger takes Reliance's influence to a whole new level. With the merger now improved by Indian regulators, Reliance Disney becomes India's largest entertainment company. Reliance is investing $1.4 billion in capital, and the deal gives them 85% control over India's streaming market, combining Jio Cinema and Hotstar. Broadly, this includes housewives who watch serials, dads who watch news channels, teens and young adults who watch sports channels, Major League Cricket, and kids who watch cartoons. They didn't leave anybody. And to put that into perspective, 50 million subscribers under one umbrella, 30,000 plus hours of content produced annually. Half of all Indian TV viewership is now under Reliance's control. Well, Disney steps back in India for good while still benefiting. Under the terms of the deal, Reliance and Viacom18 will own 63.16% of the joint venture, while Disney will remain just 36.84%. This is a huge downgrade for Disney, considering India was one of its most crucial markets. So why would Disney step back? Well, simple. Disney realized it could not dominate India's streaming war alone. With the rise of Reliance-backed platforms and intense price wars, partnering with a local giant like Reliance became the smarter move. Disney may have less control, but they still get a piece of India's booming OTT industry without fighting Reliance head-on. Netflix, Sony and Amazon gets tough competition. This merger isn't just about Reliance and Disney. It's about the battle for India's digital future. India's streaming market is already one of the most competitive in the world. Sony was the first to launch an OTT service in 2013 and still has a strong hold on the market. Netflix is aggressively expanding in India with high-budget Indian originals like Sanjay Leela Bhansali's Hira Mandi. Amazon Prime Video has been trying to carve its own niche with regional content and exclusive Bollywood releases, but with Reliance Disney's combined power, the game has completely changed. Analysts predict that this new media giant will dominate the Indian streaming scene, leaving competitors scrambling to keep up. So, what do you think? Is this Reliance Disney merger a masterstroke that will reshape India's digital future? Or is it a risky move that could backfire in the long run? And what about Disney? Did they make the right call by stepping back? Or should they have fought harder to maintain their dominance in India? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of business and media, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Level Up with Hiral for more such interesting business case studies. Ciao for now.